Hello. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the Wild Fame Podcast, in where it's a simple podcast, one where you don't have too much to do. You don't have to do too much. We don't do too much, guys. Today's not going to be a super long episode. My name, of course, is always going to be Wild Fame. Let me lower the music slightly. As you can see, I'm mysterious today. Segna. So today, if anybody joins, they join. If not, we are doing a solo dolo podcast today. If not, I don't know. I guess. How have you guys been? It's been a long fucking time since we did a podcast. Jesus Christ. Oh my goodness. This feels new, unnatural. But I, Wildfang, will.
I love Spirit joined the chat.
What the fuck? Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Oh man, that was random.
I felt bad that you was gonna do this solo, so I joined.
I mean, it's okay.
Oh, okay, alright, bye. I'm just kidding.
Alright, cool. Welcome to the podcast. How are you?
Hi.
In this, we're gonna chat about how gay Galactic Carnage is.
Hi.
This is the podcast we're gonna set up. Alright. First things first, I want to get through some things, you know. This ain't going to be super long, you know. We get back in the rhythm probably next week. Hopefully. But right now, me, Wild Fang, we're just going to go through the motions for this one podcast. Okay. First things first. Wrestling. Wrestling. Have you seen anything wrestling lately?
I saw a shit ton more people got cut. Saw some BS. Yeah.
Yes, there's been a lot of cuts recently. We lost a shit ton of people. We never talked about the NXT rebrand from the black and gold to rainbow color, and it's very fucking stupid to me. I don't care what anybody says. Like right now, War Games, the main War Games match is black and gold versus 2.0.
Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty much the old NXT, the last bit of the old heads that haven't been fired yet, versus the newcomers.
Yeah.
Which I have a feeling, I haven't even seen it, but I have a feeling that they're just going to give it to the newcomers just because.
Yeah, I'm watching it as we speak. It's right now the women's NXT War Games match ended, and it was alright. It was alright, but I do want to start off with NXT. It just, I don't know why they made the change to 2.0, and 2.0 is literally terrible.
They wanted to hit that demographic, the younger crowd and stuff like that. That's also, if you notice, probably actually the main reason why Mandy Rose got sent back down there, because they wanted, okay, well, let's have a sexy woman or whatever that, you know, dressed in these little scandalous outfits and stuff, because that'll grab, you know, young boys, young men's attention and stuff like that. A hot piece of ass.
Pretty much. And it, to me, it's annoying, because NXT 2.0 has just been, I haven't been invested. I'm trying, and I try, like, but I'm not invested. I'm just, there's the newcomers, there's this, there's that, and I'm like, Vince, keep your hands out of your son-in-law's shit, please, God. Stay out of his shit. There's a reason why when Triple H walks out, they chant TXN. So no, you're ugly. He's not even there at the moment and stuff. Because remember, he had what surgery was it? The heart surgery or some shit? Because he had like a stroke or something or whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah, my man's is. But it just brings it all at the end of the day that Triple H still works for Vince McMahon. NXT is still WWE NXT. Vince still owns that. Triple H, Shawn Michaels, they still work for Vince McMahon. So Vince just never really bothered NXT because he just didn't really kind of have to, because at the time there was no AEW. What the fuck just happened to my computer? Sorry. At the time, there was no AEW. Now, there's an AEW. They went up against AEW and lost, not their own fault, but because somebody wanted them to, and now being punished for it. So, hey, all these people you had a hand in, cut, gone, goodbye. And we're going to change everything, do all those other kind of stuff. And then, yeah.
Yeah. And so far, like I said, it's just been like I said, man, it's just been weird for me lately. And like I said, I don't know half the new people that are coming there. It's just fucking. I just don't care. And they're like, oh man, it's the new stuff. But then WWE had the bull nerve to put themselves on a survey, and people, one of the questions was, do you guys like the story, the entertainment story, or did you like the wrestling from before? I was like, but the wrestling before told the story, which, if you ever ask me, hey, Wildfang, which one do you enjoy better? The stories that a wrestler tells when they're wrestling, or do you rather hear about the nonsense before the story? And I'm like, half the time I don't really care about the nonsense. But NXT had the right balance of mainly story, and then they would talk about fucking... Let's just say they would have the right amount of story and the right amount of story in the ring, so therefore I was able to pay attention to an NXT match and deeply care. At this point with the 2.0 stuff, it's like, I don't know who Braun Breaker really is. I really don't care.
My thing is that why the fuck would I care when, guess what, half these people go up to the main roster and you just end up cutting them. Yeah. Or shit, some of them don't even have to go to the main roster. He can cut anybody from NXT, blah blah blah, from NXT too. NXT is not excluded from that. It's just less likely. But why the fuck? Why would I care? Why would I sit here and invest? Why invest my time when, guess what? Why am I sitting here and getting so hyped and saying, "Oh my god, I love Dexter Lumis"? He's probably about to end up. Oh my god! Can you imagine they're gonna have Dexter Lumis going to the main roster and my man's just gonna start talking?
Ugh.
Why get invested in anybody? Why even watch the show anymore? I don't. I could just look at social media, whatever like that, and see what the fuck I miss.
Yeah. Yeah, I do the same thing, and that's what I do with the main roster all the time. I just don't care. Yeah, but they try to make you care, and they make millions of dollars. Yeah, I know. And at the end of the day, I'm like, I don't really care. I don't really give a fuck. But Jesus Christ. What the hell?
I damn sure don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I've been stopped caring. You know I've been stopped caring.
Yeah. Whatever. One day wrestling will go back to what it is. Like right now,
it has been. It's AEW. And then apparently all these talents are getting freed up, going to these other independents, going back to, some people going to TNA, Impact, so hey.
Oh wow. Yeah, some people are going to Impact.
Shut up!
Some people are going everywhere, and it's hilarious to me.
So unfortunately, not everybody can go to AEW, nor that I think everybody should go to AEW.
Yeah, that's actual facts.
Some people can go to New Japan, although, with the Delta variant, now there's the Omarion cousin variant. People less likely to travel.
Wow.
Out of the country, but
yeah. But yeah, like I said, it's fucking, at this point, it's just fucking annoying to me. It's why we're getting the nonsense, especially with the one brand that I was like the only thing really competing with fucking AEW. Legitimately, literally, only one thing converted. It was the old NXT. This new NXT is crap. I don't care. Nobody can tell me that you really care about the new NXT. What is happening?
No, I don't.
Yeah, you're not the only one in that. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by the nonsense. Thinking about Imperium is still good. I just wonder what the fuck happened to Walter.
Is he still doing an injury track? Like, did he actually get injured?
I think so.
Okay, that's probably. Ooh, excuse me. That's probably what ended up happening. I think he was an injury or something.
All right. Well, as long as Walter's okay. Cause that shit is. I hope he's okay. But moving on. The next thing I want to talk about is the main roster of WWE. Oh Lord, when was the last time we talked about the main roster of the WWE? Jesus Christ.
Last time we did a podcast.
Jesus Christ. Oh my goodness. Hey, first things first. I believe it was Darkwave that he was like the Roman experience. The Roman thing is getting boring now. At this point, it is genuinely boring. I don't really care about it anymore.
He's probably going to hold the belt all next year too. He's probably going to end up holding the belt for a hot ass minute. Because at this point, who the hell else? Again, I say this almost every fucking time. It's WWE's fault because they don't build people. And they cut more than half of it. They got rid of like 80, almost like 100 fucking people. So then, unfortunately, we got stuck seeing the same faces over and over and over and over again. So it's like, okay, who's next for Roman? Okay, we're gonna get Brock Lesnar. You know, damn well they're not about to sit here and get a belt to Brock Lesnar after how much they done built up Roman Reigns. They might as well, as boring as Roman has gotten and getting on my nerves and stuff like that, it's just like, okay, alright, but you might as well just keep the fucking belt on him. At least we see him every Friday, but
we don't need to see him every Friday. Is what I say to everybody.
Yeah.
We do not need to see Roman every goddamn Friday.
No, we don't. But you get my point. At least, goddamn it, he's there. At least, you know, it's just they just need to do something different and stuff. Because then it's like you can't always just we got the Usos come out, the Usos get their ass whooped, then they try to sit here sneak attack, sneak surprise, blah blah. Okay, this and that. Oh, okay. One thing that they could probably do to keep it maybe a little bit fresh, if they just go ahead and just add Naomi in there. You know, they can do that. Get a woman in there. You know, Sonya's been fucking with her. And you get Roman to be like, alright, look, yeah, I'm in charge here, blah, 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 you've been fucking around, and then just kind of get that thing going, and, you know, that way you can kind of pair them, you know, have some women joints kind of paired off with it, you know, just to keep it somewhat fresh, a little bit different, interesting, whatever. But other than that, nah.
Yeah, this shit it's boring. Like Roman, while I like the hit Roman, at this point in his career, I'm like, yo, your help sucks. First of all, I can't take the Usos seriously no more. I don't know. Is it just me? Am I the only one that thinks that?
No. I can't either.
Yeah, I can't take them seriously because at this point, they kind of suck. And I'm like, you guys, you go in there and you get your ass handed to you. You just lost to the other. You just lost at Survivor Series, which we will get to Survivor Series. But you lost there, and like, come on, guys. Do you know? Like, what the fuck is winning to you guys?
At one point in time, we were sitting here and saying that the Usos was like actually in the contendership or in talks of like being one of the greatest tag teams in WWE history. Now you look at them now, and it's just like,
I don't give a fuck. That's the thing even worse. I'm like, guys,
it's just like
you guys are literally terrible.
Remember when they was like just spitting just hot fire ass promos and firing up everybody?
Yeah, that was the
Uso Penitentiary. That was the shit. That was legit the shit.
Yeah.
We have shirts. We have day one-ish shirts and beanies, matching beanies.
Of course we do, but unfortunately, like I said, we can't. We just can't no more because at this point, man, I can't take them seriously. And now they're just a part of the family, and I'm like, oh yay, you guys are a part of the family.
Yay!
It's almost too boring.
It very much so is. I'm bored.
Yeah, it's hilariously boring sometimes, and I'm like, oh, the Usos are gonna invade. Oh, the Usos get their ass. Oh, like just if I was like fucking Roman, I'd be like, bro, just stay out of the match. I got it. And then Roman does something like the guillotine or something. Yeah, whatever. Also, what was the point of Sami Zayn getting the #1 contendership?
So he can get some TV time.
What the fuck? That was a waste of TV time.
Just need to get some TV time.
Jesus Christ, that was a waste of TV time. I'm like, dude, you were on the TV for all of 30 seconds. And then Brock Lesnar was like, you should cash it in and fight him today. And he forced him to do it. And I was like, you guys, you're dead ass right now. And then he lost. And then I was just like, whatever. Like, at this point, I'm just like, I don't care. Sami Zayn wasted Sami Zayn. Because Sami Zayn, back in the day, was one of the greatest fucking NXT stars. He's one of the greatest talents I've ever seen. But nope. Man was fucking stupid. And now he's just...
Hey, you know who else was also really great? And people, there was the rumors going around after the Survivor Series that NXT was part of, that he was Vince McMahon actually saw really good things about him and actually was giving him praise. Keith Lee. And guess what? He got his papers. Yeah, he got released.
You mean Bearcat Lee? Keith Bearcat Lee? Because after figuring out Keith Lee had
growl. You gotta do the growl.
He had nothing to do with that.
You have to do the growl.
No.
Burr.
Nope.
JoJo and Gus are looking at me like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Keith Bearcat Lee.
Bearcat.
It was stupid.
Shit was fucking stupid.
It was.
And it also released his fiance too. That's nice.
I would agree to that because I wouldn't want my fiance working for this shitty company.
Oh, well, Malachi Black and Zelina do it.
I mean, she fucked up. He ain't fuck up.
Excuse me, Queen Zelina.
You know, I'm not calling her that. Zelina hasn't wrestled properly in years, so I don't give a fuck. Remember when she was Andrade's partner and she would do some shit? Remember that? Remember?
She would do a Hurricanrana here and there and then there.
Yeah, that was fun times. Now it's just like, I have to watch you look like a jackass. Oy.
Ooh.
The next, I think I want to talk about, Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair not being friends anymore. Have you looked up on that?
Okay, before we get into that, because I have, but before I get into that, can somebody please tell me what the fuck Becky is doing with her goddamn hair? Like, is she a fucking Batman villain? Like, what the fuck is going on with this hair and these outfits she be wearing? Like, this is... Girl, are you about to go to a wrestling match, or are you about to go try to destroy the city of Gotham? Like, what are you doing?
Makes sense. I don't know. No one knows.
Shit, it just looks ridiculous. I'm like, yo, who is... God, my God. Anyway, but yeah, I read up on that, about, Becky was saying, oh, we're not as close, as we used to be, this and that and that. Excuse me, the women and stuff like that, and putting fault. Hold on. Ma'am? Thank you. It sounded like, Becky was kind of putting fault with Charlotte, and then just back and forth, but quite honestly, I think it's both women to sit here and blame, especially when, Becky and her coming up and stuff like that. You can definitely see how Charlotte was like, oh, well, this and that, and blah, blah, blah. You could already tell with Charlotte and how, her ego, her head is too goddamn big. But then I can also see Becky, because apparently, everybody been gassing Becky to fuck up, that now she has a big ass head. So, two big headed ass women not gonna fit in the same goddamn room.
Yeah, that actually makes sense.
So, of course they would sit here and have some goddamn problems. It's the same kind of... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Beat the shit out of Charlotte that during their title exchange. She's about to beat the shit out of Charlotte in the back from rumors and everything. Charlotte was about to get her ass whipped because she was so rude with the title exchange.
I don't even think that it was, like, reading the reports and stuff on it, yeah. I don't even think that it was... I think both women in this situation actually was someone in the wrong. Like, as much as I, don't particularly, not a fan of Charlotte or whatever like that, but I'm not going to sit here and also excuse Becky as well.
Yeah.
Because she's been gassed the fuck up as well. So, I'm going to just say both women in that situation and stuff like that was at fault.
Yeah. Ah, man, I do miss the fact that... I miss the Four Horsemen when they were not, pig-headed. But one's on an injury. One is literally still amazing, but technically by herself in a division full of fucking weaklings. One Charlotte fucking Flair, because no one. Charlotte, I can't lose a big match because I would like to get the title all the time. And Becky, I came back from pregnancy and immediately won a belt in 5 seconds just to embarrass a new talent for some fucking reason. Yeah, alright.
And guess what? But WWE has nobody to blame with Charlotte's attitude and how it is. It's like having a spoiled child. You sit here and give your child whatever you want, all the candy, don't let them go home, whatever they fuss to, like, okay, I'm going to get you mad. And they grow up and they be even a more spoiled, rotten brat as a teenager. Yeah. And then you're now sitting there crying saying you need help and stuff. Guess what? Nobody to blame but yourself. WWE has nobody to blame about Charlotte's attitude and behavior but themselves. She would not have been able to go anywhere else with that fucking attitude. Doesn't matter. Go to Tony Khan and be like, oh, well, I need to sit here. Hey, alright, Charlotte, so you got the belt. You did have some good matches and stuff like that. Your next opponent is Chris Statlander, and Chris is over as fuck. She's a good baby face, this and that. And we're gonna go ahead and get the title, have her, you put her over. Well, I don't want to do that, this and that. I can have the title for a bit longer, blah, blah, blah. I'm a player, woo, and actually do this, and that don't make any sense. And, hey, so we're gonna have you put Chris Statlander over, and you need to actually sell the bumps and stuff. You need to actually fucking sell it. Okay? Thanks.
Yeah, no.
That wouldn't work anywhere else. She would not be able to sit here and do that anywhere else. That's why when at first Andrade was like, oh, I want my family here, AEW, blah, blah. I was just like, no. She can stay her ass right the fuck there. Ain't nobody else taking none of that fucking ego. Her ego and her attitude problem is just, it's so inflated. It's like, it's enough for any goddamn women's division just by itself alone.
Yeah. And then she got mad at people because people was like, why did she have to win the title? Yay. And she's like, well, I never won this title. And everybody was like, what the fuck? You won the title multiple times. You won multiple times.
Like, girl, shut the fuck up.
Like, please stop it. Like, you've won the title so many times that people legitimately stop caring. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, when people are like, oh, come on, man, I don't want to watch Charlotte Flair win another match. Fucking. And she wonders why she gets backlash every time she wins a fucking match. Even if she's the babyface, she's going to be the heel. Just like how Goldberg is always the fucking heel.
Whenever you sit here and, you're in a feud, you don't have to sit here and then, alright, I'll bring a perfect example. The Darby Allin CM Punk match. Everybody and their grandmama, Stevie Wonder knew Darby Allin was not going to win this.
Yeah.
CM Punk's first match back in like how many years? CM Punk in the ring again in how many years? CM Punk doing his promos and stuff like that and the shit with Darby Allin. And how long? And he's in a wrestling match, his first wrestling match, and you thought that Darby Allin was going to win? Absolutely the fuck not. But guess what? Darby Allin came out still looking fucking good in that match.
Yep.
He went up against, even with him going up against fucking MJF. Even him and MJF have not wrestled each other yet. They literally they called it the War of Words. Because, MJF is hot. Oh my god, I love MJF. His fucking promo skills. Goddamn. And then CM Punk still fucking got it. They called that episode the War of Words. And they legit was firing each other up. That shit was funny when he said, my man said the only way you can get to the top is if you wait for Tony Khan to have a daughter and then you marry her. I was like, first of all, shots fucking fired. Second of all, goddamn. But MJF, even though CM Punk fired MJF up, MJF still came out there on top. He was still talked about on Twitter, on Instagram. He still came out looking good.
Yeah, because
So it's nothing wrong with putting over talent. It's nothing wrong with, guess what? Okay, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to say this. We can kind of make it seem like it's a little shoot or work joint or whatever like that. Let's say this, let's say that. And then you can go back and forth with this. And then, same thing with having matches and stuff like that. Yes, CM Punk has been winning his matches. First of all, it's CM Punk. But here's the thing, though. Every match or every promo and competition he's been getting in with people, they're coming out looking better. Same thing with Danny Bryan. Hey, who are we about to that? Same thing with Danny Bryan. When you saw it was a match with Orange Cassidy and Chris Jericho. Orange Cassidy came out on top of that, and Orange looks good. It proved that everybody was all like, "Oh, Orange Cassidy, all he does is he's just a comedian. He just puts his hands in his pocket." Chris Jericho was probably like, "All right, let me go ahead and be in a match with Orange and show people, hey, Orange can actually fucking wrestle." And what the fuck did Orange do? He actually fucking wrestled. Orange can wrestle.
Comedian wrestler.
You said what?
Orange is a comedian wrestler till he has to fight you for real.
Exactly, and that's what he did with the and now he's about to be in the shit with the Elite.
Yep.
With certain stuff, when you look at certain their talents and stuff like that. Now, it was difficult, I will say, when you had the TBS championship, one of like one of the finalists and stuff, one of the finalist matches was Ruby Soho versus Chris Statlander. I love both women. I particularly I want to say I particularly have a soft spot for Chris Statlander. I just absolutely love Chris, and she's kind of she's an AEW homegrown talent. Yeah. It was kind of a difficult thing because it looks like this can go either way. They can either give this to Chris, or they could have had Chris go over, or they could have had Ruby go over. Ruby went over. Of course, you got the people that was a little bit pissed off about that because they was like, "Oh, AEW is pushing more WWE talent and giving them neglecting their AEW homegrown talent, blah blah blah," because they had Miro had the TNT championship, even though I'm pretty sure people fucking forgot who held on to the goddamn title before Miro, which was Darby Allin, right? And who beat Cody Rhodes. Like, people are just so fucking stupid, but it's just certain stuff and how they do it correctly. It has nothing wrong with, okay, you want to have Charlotte win, what the fuck ever, but what is it? I just don't understand the whole point and problem, or not the whole point. I just don't understand the whole point about this whole championship stuff. Some feuds or whatever like that don't really need championships. Becky did not need to take the fucking title from Bianca Belair. Charlotte Flair, my god, does not need another fucking championship. Y'all got two women that sit here, all this issues and stuff, back and forth, back and forth. They didn't need the fucking championships. They really didn't need that. Some feuds, just let it be a fucking blood feud and call it a goddamn day. This woman, our Instacart driver, she is legit not even trying to find replacements. She is just straight up fucking just refunding shit. Like, ma'am, can you fucking find replacements for shit?
Blood feuds for WWE?
What the fuck?
Can we do this garlic powder? Ma'am.
You said blood feud. WWE and blood feuds?
Hey. How you doing, Mr. Darkwave? It's been a brick. We were just talking about, what was the last thing? Oh yeah, how there's no talent being built up on WWE pretty much. We also talked about NXT 2.0, how it, how no on that.
Fog Wagner just got destroyed by Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah, that was hilarious. By the way, it was a great tag team match, It proves that, tag team wrestling is still a thing.
Where?
Oh, in NXT. They still got it. So, it was a good tag team match between Imperium, Kyle O'Reilly, and some dude who I clearly don't know who that is. What's this country song came up? But, next, we have to talk about the elephant in the room. All right, and that is the brand versus brand match pay-per-view of NXT. No, wait, what the fuck am I talking? Survivor Series. What the fuck is wrong with me? I was thinking of NXT.
I was confused. I was confused for a second too.
Yeah, my bad. I'm
damn right you're bad.
Hey, shut up. It's been a while. Okay?
Nah, whose fault is that?
We all been busy as fuck. That's what's fault it was. We all literally been
shit.
busy.
I don't want to hear that shit.
You can kiss me on the mouth with that. Anywho,
sir.
nope. Anywho, oh god, we've all been super busy. I'm glad to see you guys here today. I'm gonna rebrand the podcast and call it the I'll think of a name later. I'm not really gonna change the name. It's still gonna be the Wild Fang Podcast. I'm just gonna
2.1.
Yeah, Wild Fang Podcast 2.0. And I'm gonna change the logo to be rainbow colored. Cause that's normal and hip to new kids. Ugh.
I agree. It is normal. It is hip.
Yes, it is hip. Even though NXT 2.0 has been literally tanking in the views, I still believe don't believe they tried to have that survey and expect people to be like, we like the entertainment more than the wrestling. No.
I agree with their sentiments. I agree with them wanting entertainment more than wrestling.
Okay. Somebody get Dark Wave some help. He has mental issues right now.
Okay.
Yay. All right.
Same.
Okay, moving on. Survivor Series. How many people watch Survivor Series?
Not me.
Okay.
I did. I remember it. I did.
Survivor Series 2021 has to go down as the most boring Survivor Series I have ever seen in my fucking life. I don't care what anybody says. That shit was bad. Or boring. That's worse. First things first. The first fucking match, which had me confused, was the Usos and Arcade Bro. First of all, why did they make the Usos lose that fucking match?
That's Arcade Bro is over as fuck.
You said what?
Arcade Bro is over as fuck.
Okay, that's fine. But why would you have the evil faction like that lose?
Because no one cares about the Usos, sir. It's only about Roman. The Usos are just there because reasons.
What the fuck, bro?
They don't care, sir. The faction isn't about getting everyone over. The faction is only about the Roman Reigns.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But seriously though, shit is dumb. So I'm gonna go back to match by match. So we had Shinsuke versus Damian Priest, and I've never seen a heel do something so stupid as to get himself disqualified so badly in a brand supremacy match. But that shit was dumb.
But Damian's not a heel.
He was a heel. He did the heel thing of hitting what's his name with the guitar.
Well, he was annoying him. That's not really being a heel. If anything, Rick Boogs was being heel.
Alright, that makes sense. You're right. You're actually right. That makes sense. But yeah, it got what's Shinsuke? SmackDown or Raw? He's SmackDown.
SmackDown.
Yeah, he got fucking like he took the L to Raw for some reason. Then there's Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair in an okay match. It was not too much. I was literally I was okay with the match. It went on for about 18 minutes. It was pretty good, you know. Darkwave, did you watch that match? Did you actually think that match was good? Or
what match?
Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch.
I mean, it was fine, mainly because of the crowd. The matches, I mean, it was alright.
Alright.
Nothing, super spectacular.
Yeah. Alright. Then there was the men's 5-on-5 Survivor Series match, in which they did the same thing they did the last time with Seth Rollins when he walked out. And he was like, do your job. They pretty much copied that with Kevin Owens as he walked out, that shit was just normal to me. I don't know why. It really didn't. I don't think that was necessary. But they also fake promoted what's his name? Jeff Hardy. It made it seem like Jeff Hardy was going to win the match, but he lost at the very end to obviously Seth Rollins, and it was just hilarious. I'm like, why would you try to get this man over? He's over with the crowd, and you make him lose like that. Thus, making it seem like, what the fuck is the point? Speaking of pointless, the next match was The Rock's 25th anniversary 25-man dual-branded battle royal. Now, I was deeply confused because The Rock was not there on this pay-per-view at all. Like, he didn't appear. And Omos won, and pizza got thrown into the crowd during COVID.
Yeah, man. Oh, it's over apparently.
That's probably where the fucking Omicron variant came from.
These motherfuckers, the Solo Cup team, threw pizza into the crowd, which was the fucking weirdest thing I've seen. We're in the middle of COVID, and you're taking your bare hands and putting it on pizza and throwing it in the crowd. And I guarantee you, people was eating that shit. And I'm like,
oh yeah, that's where Omicron. That's the new variant. That's where it came from.
They could actually fucking catch the damn thing, sure.
Yeah, but that's still a grown man's bare hands who was just in a wrestling match, putting his bare hands on a pizza and throwing it into the crowd so people. You actually saw a person catch it and eat it. So that shit was weird. By the way, Green Hat, he was there. Oh, green shirt.
Green shirt.
I fucking hate that guy, and I don't even know him.
I
hate that guy.
Hate him, but you don't even know him. Why? Because he can go to all these shows?
Because he goes to all these shows, and we.
Would you want to go to those fucking shitty shows, sir? 90% of those shows are fucking garbage.
But his hat guy, man. It's
jerk.
The fact that he just wears the same fucking thing.
He goes to every promotion.
Yeah, he does that so people know who it is.
Jesus Christ, I hate that.
He wants them to know.
It's probably like Peter Griffin, or Stan from American Dad, just open his closet and it's just green shirts.
Yeah. But yeah, that man just literally is. Why is he always at a pay-per-view? You can always recognize.
He's at the big pay-per-views because hey, he wants to support. He be at AEW as well, so.
Oh really? I didn't know.
Yeah, I see him at AEW.
Oh shit. That's pretty good. All right. Doc, wait, what the fuck happened to Dexter Lumis?
Who?
Dexter Lumis.
Who?
The guy that didn't talk.
Who?
The guy with the.
Haven't seen that man in weeks.
Andy Hartwell's husband.
Haven't seen that man in weeks.
Okay, I was just making sure.
I honestly, I haven't watched. I'll be honest with you. Outside of this War Games, I haven't watched any, and I mean really any NXT full shows. I've only watched like highlights and clips.
Me too, and I genuinely haven't cared to watch it. It was just a weird thing. That wedding was nonsense. I don't care anymore. Like, that shit was weird. But
it was a wedding that actually happened.
No, it didn't really actually happen.
You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about as far as like there was no BS. They literally actually just said I do, and there we go.
Pulled out a hatchet. Did anybody oppose to this? You saw anyone's hand raised, and he just pulled out a freaking what's it called? A hatchet, and then everybody put their shit back down. I was like, yay! All right, cool.
Oh shit, I'll put in.
All right. Next thing's next. What was the next match I was going to talk about? Oh yeah, we already talked about RK Bro versus the Lusos or whatever the fuck you want to call them. There was the women's 5-on-5 Survivor Series match. I'm sorry, but that was the most predictable match on the card that Bianca was going to win it. But my problem is, why are they boosting Bianca back up after what the fuck they did at what was that, SummerSlam?
Not even that, but Liv Morgan's is the number one contender, and so is Toni Storm.
Yeah, what the?
Man, neither one of them should have been in that. I mean, one of them you should only have one in the match, so the other one doesn't take a loss. But
Well, the
they
problem
have
with
to
that
have.
is they don't have enough. They fired half their fucking women, so they have to. Who the fuck else was going to be there?
And they could have put Xia Li in there instead of Tony Storm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She about to get fired. They giving her these comic book vignettes. She about to get fired in like 3 months.
Also, realistically, I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the show. I am, I don't know if I'm mean for this, but I would like to pray to God and thank Jesus for the firing of 2 people specifically, Eva Marie and Nia Jax. I'm glad they are no longer with the company. It actually, makes me happy, legit, that they are no longer with WWE. Wait, is Samoa Joe been fired again?
Oh,
We don't know.
we don't know. They ain't say shit.
Okay, yeah, he needs
He's
to stop
just
wrestling.
not there.
Yeah, he needs to stop wrestling. Also, what's his name still the general manager of NXT 2.0? William Regal?
Regal?
Yeah.
Probably, but we haven't heard nothing about it.
Yeah, dog. I haven't heard from that guy in like weeks. All right. Or, you know what? Better yet, I haven't been watching in weeks. But yeah, I've been more interested in trying to go back and watch the Adam Page versus Kenny Omega match, which I'm probably just gonna buy the pay-per-view and watch that shit because yeah. All right, moving back on. Then there was the Universal Championship match versus the WWE Championship match, and quite possibly the most predictable match on the card.
Sir, any Roman Reigns matches. It's at the point now when he might as well just stay home. There's no point for him being on the show. If you're gonna have him on the show, is when you should have him lose the belt. Until then, just have him sit home. There's no point in him being on the show.
Yeah, I literally said, I was like, we don't need Roman every fucking week. We can't have
We don't need him at all.
Like we
don't need him at all.
We don't. But Jesus,
because he's so like it's like you've made. It's like having like a overall 99 great wrestler on a roster of overall 60s. With the except you'll have that one. You'll have like 280 overalls in Drew McIntyre and Brock Lesnar. That's about it.
Yeah, but
like there's no point. It's like no point for him to even be on the show because I mean he's done great work, but it's so fucking predictable. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, at this point, no one really gives a fuck. It's like, oh no, oh my god.
Roman's in a feud with someone else. Who will he be today? Oh look, it's Drew McIntyre.
Oh no, it's actually this person. Oh no, Roman Reigns is going to look. Oh wait, no, my bad. He hasn't lost a match ever for some fucking reason. Which makes sense. That's how you build up your talent. But every week though, I don't need to see Roman Reigns, and I don't need to see his loser ass cousins. I really don't. I wish. God, I wish he had somebody different or more menacing. Like Jesus Christ, I'm sick and tired of watching the Usos lose. They went from Uso Penitentiary to Roman's bitches. Like Jesus Christ. Every week, dog.
I don't know. It's just like I said. There's good predictable.
Mm-hmm.
There's bad predictable. And you know, early in his run, it was fine because you know Roman had just got started and we were seeing the character.
Yeah.
Now it's to a point where I just don't because even if it's like because there's not even a slight, it's not even a possibility that you know maybe just a cunt's hair maybe they give someone else a belt. It's like cunt. It's like oh Jeff Hardy's gonna be number one contender. Who cares? He's not winning against Roman Reigns. Drew McIntyre's gonna be number one contender. Who cares? He's not winning against Roman Reigns. Brock Lesnar, he might give a slight like, oh, will they do it? But it's like, would they really do that against Roman in this current run? I doubt it. So again, Roman Reigns wins. So
yeah,
at this point,
on the first with that new pay-per-view for some fucking reason, it's going to be
literally
a loss again.
At this point, it's like either he's gonna lose to someone that we're gonna be like, well, that was kind of anticlimactic, or he's gonna vacate the title and just like go Hollywood or some shit or something like that. And then even then, if he vacates the title, that diminishes every person on the roster. It really diminishes everyone on the roster because that means that from that time forward, Roman Reigns will probably never lose a match. has not lost a match in over 500 days. So basically, if he vacates the title, basically he would be unbeaten, and basically anyone who is ever Universal Champion again, in my eyes, is garbage.
Oh yeah, yeah. At this point, so
It's almost, and the sad thing is, it's I would say, and Oscar's reign was a little bit different.
but
I'm
Oscar
sure
was
people say, well,
also,
Oscar was undefeated for 900 days.
but
Well,
Oscar, yeah, but she
the thing
was
with Oscar
winning
was none of her
matches.
matches were predictable.
Yeah, except for the one with Charlotte, which they fucked up. At least I was
I'm talking about her
entertained.
NXT run. I'm talking
Yeah.
about her NXT run.
Oh yeah, yeah.
None of the matches were predictable. And then at the end of the run, basically, she turned heel, if you want to call it a heel turn, and started to kind of like cheat to keep the belt. So you knew she was vulnerable.
Yeah.
Now, yes, and there has been times in Roman's run where he has been vulnerable. Daniel Bryan actually made him tap out. Woo, woo, woo. But that was like 4 months ago. No one cares about that now. So now it's just been smash him, and just be on his way. A few times, I guess you could say maybe the Edge match he was vulnerable, but even then, it's like, I guess. I don't know. It's just no point. It's not even good predictable at this point.
Yeah, it's literally just boring.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, like I said earlier, I was like, the Roman experiment is officially failing at this point.
It's not failing. It's just they built no one up for him to face. And if you don't build anyone, it doesn't matter how good Roman is doing. It's like what is the point of a great villain if you don't even have a great babyface? It goes both ways. What's the point of having a great babyface if you don't have a great villain?
Yeah.
So Roman is a great villain. He's doing the best work of his life. He does not have a great babyface foil because he's so predictable. The matches are overly predictable because they push Roman so hard to a point where it's just he's not losing. You look at who's another heel. You look at Seth Rollins. Look at Seth Rollins versus Edge, probably WWE's best feud of the year. Rollins isn't booked overpowered, so the matches could go either way. You can make a case for Rollins winning. You can make a case for Edge winning the matches that they were in. Obviously, Edge won over in the final match.
Yeah.
But you can make a case. You can make a case for Rollins to actually win if someone wanted to win. If you wanted Rollins to win. So I don't know. Roman's doing better work, but I enjoy Seth Rollins' matches a little bit more just because it's unpredictable. You don't know who's going. Like the Big E match, yes. In a sense, you can say, well, Big E's not losing the belt, but Rollins is doing godlike work right now. That I could see them giving him the belt because he's just doing that good work. You see the dynamic there. Like we in our hearts, we might know it is a little bit too early for Big E to lose, but Seth Rollins is doing god tier work right now to a point where, in the back of your mind, you're like, they could actually give the belt to Rollins, and it would make sense, and no one would be upset. That's how good work Seth is doing. When it comes to Roman, it's Roman's in the match with Sami. Yeah, he's not winning the match. Sami hasn't been built. Sami hasn't done shit. He's not winning the match. Oh, Jeff Hardy has been buried for like the last 2 years. He ain't winning that belt for Roman. Not like this. So it's ultimately it's just there's no intrigue. At least with the Roman Reigns shit. I mean, that's not Roman. With the Big E and Seth Rollins, at least there's a little bit of intrigue just because you can possibly put the belt on Seth. Because Seth has been built up in a way where you can see him winning the belt. But you can also say Big E might win because, of course, Big E just got the belt not too long ago. So
Yeah, Biggie is definitely not losing that belt anytime soon. If Biggie loses that belt, that would be weird.
I mean, yeah, but Seth Rollins right now is doing the best work of his career. The Rollins is doing godlike work right now for his character, and it's almost to a point where if they gave Seth the belt, I would not be opposed to it.
Oh yeah,
That's how good of work. That's how much good work Seth Rollins is doing.
actually, yeah,
If he
yeah, I actually
if he
do
wasn't
that.
doing if he wasn't doing such good work, you know, I'd have been like, all right, Biggie, don't need Seth's a good match. It'd have been more like Seth's a good match for Biggie, but Biggie's just a good. Now it's more like Seth winning the belt is not so far fetched because Seth has done such great work. He's been killing it, and he's even got the fans cheering his fucking song.
Oh shit, you're right.
So
Yeah, but right now, like I said, it's just dude. But yeah, why? I'm not gonna say the Roman experiment failed. I shouldn't have said Roman experiment failed. I should have said Roman Reigns is just
WWE has failed. WWE has failed Roman because there's no credible baby faces for him to face.
yeah.
No matter how great work you're doing, yes, in the first few months it's great because Roman is just finding the character. Eventually, as it goes on, you need to keep having competent baby faces
That's exactly
to give him a reason. If Roman doesn't have good baby faces to foil him, what's the point? Being a heel is all about having,
it's about having
good.
somebody to go against.
Yes, it's all about having a foil. It's about having that one foil to be like, okay, this is we're going to push this to the next level. It's like imagine Joker without Batman. Joker would just be nothing. Batman's what makes him even more competitive than what he is. So, but without that Joker is just a guy in pain, laughing and just destroying everything. No one will stop him. There's nothing compelling there. It's the same with Roman. Roman has nothing. There is nothing there to a point where just take him off TV. I know it sounds wrong to say take him off TV because he's probably the best thing on SmackDown, but SmackDown has been shit anyway. So who gives a shit? It's been bad. SmackDown's been terrible. The roster on that show is god awful. You have basically a bunch of nobodies. All you have in terms of babyface on that roster is Drew McIntyre. That's it. Jeff Hardy. I mean, yeah, you can always push Jeff Hardy. He's always going to be popular, but I don't think nobody in their right minds even think Jeff Hardy has a cunt's hair chance of winning that match.
No one thinks this.
So
no one would think this.
Exactly, and that's the problem. You need some type of disbelief. You need some type of just something to keep the people intrigued in the actual feud.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter.
They think it's Brock Lesnar for some fucking reason, and at this point, I'm like,
several good young talents, but guess what? They could have used them, but they decided to cut them.
You said use who?
I mean,
they said they had several good. So like you could have built up fucking Keith Lee, but then they just wanted to do that Bearcat stupid shit, embarrass him on his way out, and fucking fired him. They had several other good people that even if they wasn't gonna win, just to sit here and plug and feed him, feed people to Roman. Now it's like, okay, Brock Lesnar. Okay, Roman beats Brock Lesnar, then what? Then the next person, Vince McMahon? Like, who else? And you just have to sit here and literally repeat. Alright, let's start this all over again. Drew McIntyre, Sami Zayn, this person, that person, and literally it's going to be, it's going to be a repeat, but then they're going to shuffle. They're going to shuffle it. So,
pretty much. It's just there's no one. Unfortunately, there's just no one. There's nothing. SmackDown. You could easily have built people up. You could easily have built people up to beat Roman. You could have built up a Keith Lee over time to finally dethrone Roman, but they didn't do that. You could have done a lot of people, but they didn't do that. So, I mean, no, it is what it is.
Yeah, but yeah, we all know that's not gonna happen. We all know it's not gonna happen, bro. Uh, moving on. We have a few things to talk about in the gaming sphere.
Yeah, like how FF14 is killing it right now in more ways than one.
What happened?
Oh, the queue times are absolutely horrendous. Have you
Okay.
not seen the queue times trying to get into the game?
No, I haven't started up. I got Endwalker and I haven't
Oh,
started it yet.
oh, I'm sorry. Well, when you try to get in there, you'll probably have that queue of like 3,000.
Jesus Christ, what's going on?
Yeah, man.
Endwalker that
People are
good?
trying. Well, you have to remember, sir. They have that many players.
Oh shit.
You got players who came back. You got players who are still playing. You got players who never stopped playing. I mean,
All right.
it's. I mean, I'm playing it right now. I am no longer a Lalafell, at least for now.
You say you're no longer what?
I went a Lalafell.
Oh.
I'm a bunny boy.
Okay. Well, like I said, I'll join whatever server you're on by the time when I hop on the game, and then we
Much to
can
my
run the game.
miss being Lala.
Because me switching my servers was a huge mistake. I wish I never did that.
I don't know.
Anywho, moving on. Does anybody want to talk about?
Why is your voice doing that?
Does anybody want to talk about? Okay. Does anybody? Because you just cut me off, and I'm gonna fight you. All right. Does anybody want to talk about Grand Theft Auto: The Definitive Edition? Anybody want to have that
The game that I said I wasn't gonna buy, and I'm glad I still did it.
Yes, you made the right choice. Apparently, that game is so borked and so bugged that they had to just fix it recently. Like they recently just fixed that shit. It took them a brick to fix it. That's the fucked up part. And it turns out they rushed the game, so yeah.
Oh, it's almost like Rockstar. It's almost like they're greedy.
Yeah, like you said.
I'm sorry, and then I can't remember who it was that made the argument. What do you need money for GTA 6? Everybody named Grandmama has GTA 5. Everybody named Grandmama bought it. Everybody played the online. People are still fucking buying it. They made enough goddamn money from GTA 5. They don't need no more fucking money to make GTA 6. I want to hear that crocodiles. They need funding for GTA 6. No, the fuck they don't. They're just sitting there being fucking greedy, dangling fucking carrots in front of us, hoping we'll fucking, well, here's the definitive edition. And I'm sorry, if you bought it, I don't feel sorry for you.
Yeah, a lot of people.
I'll just say this: people who complained that it even got made. I mean, I'll say the same thing that was it Bethesda said about fucking Skyrim. If y'all people keep buying GTA games, whether it's GTA 5, 4, or whatever the case may be, you keep buying it, we'll just keep making it.
Yep.
And you know what? For those people who say, "Oh, Rockstar is greedy," it's like, no, they're making the games and y'all still buying it. So if all I have to do while working on GTA 6, which we know they're working on, we know they're doing it, it'll be out at some point.
Yeah.
But but to keep just to keep games and just put some money in their pocket. If I know that, yeah, you know what, these idiots are gonna buy this game regardless. So why not just put this on here? And they did.
Yeah, it's just the same thing with Kingdom Hearts. When it's like, let's see, Kingdom Hearts 3, let's show you let's make an announcement kind of thing. Oh, great, cool. Hey, here's 2.5. Okay, here's 2.8. Great Enix, here's 2.9 divided by 2, MC equals square, eat our ass.
You the fuck?
And people, and like you said, people keep fucking buying it. That's why I took a stand. And in this day and age, I'm not sitting here wasting and spending my fucking money. Oh, well, you can sit here and play. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. My favorite Grand Theft Auto is Grand Theft Auto 3. I played a little bit of San Andreas, but other than that, and I played the Chinatown Wars, whatever. So I'm not about to sit here and spend $50 for a fucking HD version of Grand Theft Auto 3. So this was not for me anyway. But even if so, even if I played all the other ones, I took a stand and sit here and say, no, I'm not doing this. That's why I also took a stand and say, I'm done with Skyrim. I'm not buying another fucking Skyrim, even if they come out with the PS10 years from now, and they're like, Skyrim Super Edition, Remaster, Ultra Gold, you can see your character breathing edition. I'm still not fucking buying it. Was not buying this game.
I took Skyrim for some fucking reason.
I took a fucking stand, and I said I'm not buying this. So people need to start fucking doing that. You can't sit here and complain about shit and then still waste your money and give them your money for mediocrity and stupid shit. So I chose not to spend my money on this. So I complained about it. And how would that look, me sitting there complaining about Rockstar and them being greedy, and I turned around and buy it? I did the same thing with Square Enix. I didn't buy all those fucking Kingdom Hearts. I said I'm not buying this until I get my Kingdom Hearts 3. And then I bought Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, but see, most people say, I'm not even, see, that's the thing with me, I don't even mention them. Like, when I hear, like, oh, GTA Definitive Edition, it goes in one ear, out the, ooh, no Skyrim, in one ear and out the other, I just don't care. Because, like, if you have Skyrim, all these, like, this is the problem with Skyrim. It's like, if you had Skyrim all this time, now, beforehand, you can make a case, the special edition, that was probably the only time that buying the Skyrim Special Edition was probably the only time it was maybe worth spending again, just because, at that point, they gave consoles mod support. Right? That was the only time it may have been worth actually buying Skyrim ever. But if you had it on PC for the dawn of time, you never needed it. You already had what they were giving you years ago. But again, like Bethesda said, people keep buying Skyrim. So, but me,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Also, me, it doesn't even bother. Like, it doesn't. Like, when I see stuff like that, it doesn't bother me at all. Like, some people say, oh, it's them being greedy. Like, it's not really them being greedy. It's just them being smart. They looked at the numbers, and they realized that, well, you guys are buying their game. So if you're going to keep buying their game, then they are going to make said game again and again and again and again and again, while making their sixth one.
So it was the argument, because I had this argument with Wild Fang for a while ago. Don't get me wrong, I love Skyrim. I had it when I had my Xbox 360, and I purposely put 360 hours into this game. Because I was like, the 360 hours, yay, whatever. And that was the 360. I was like, okay. And I just stopped playing it or whatever, because I was like, yo, I didn't pretty much damn near done everything I could. And then the story, I beat this game repeatedly several times, had several different builds. Alright, I'm done. Then I got my PS4, because all my friends had PlayStations and nobody had an Xbox, and I was like, well, I'm not about to sit here and get an Xbox, plus I don't have the games that I actually do want to play or are back on Sony, whatever. I'm gonna just get a PlayStation. Got my PlayStation. I was like, let me see what games I can get while I'm waiting for my other games to come out. Oh shit, Skyrim's discounted. It's literally on sale, and I got it for like $20. So I was like, well, fuck it. Something to play for X amount of time, and while I'm waiting on my other shit to come out. So I got Skyrim for the PS4, and I put a good amount of work and stuff like that into it as well. I have my PS5. Skyrim is not on my PlayStation 5, nor would I ever see my PS5 at all. Now, Wild Fang did download it when I had got my Legion laptop and stuff like that, because it's free for Game Pass. I literally played it for like an hour, and I was like, I'm not doing this, and removed it from my PC.
Did you?
I understand the fact of, so say like in this case, in my example, I started up Skyrim when the 360 came out. And say like I didn't get a PS4. So I got my PS5, or even didn't get, just now getting a Legion laptop. And it's like, oh shit, Skyrim HD remake, or Skyrim, Gold Wipe My Ass edition. Alright, time to get Skyrim again. So it's kind of it's a catch-22 because it's kind of like, okay, I see it. I understand for people that had Skyrim on the PlayStation 3 and the old gen, the old days and shit like that, and then now you got the new gen shit. So it's like, well, let me get a little bit of nostalgia or whatever. Because yeah, I just bought Tide of Tasmania Tiger for my fucking Switch, $30-$40 fucking dollars for 2 games. But you know what? Guess what? Hey, I beat the game in like in 2 hours. But hey, I wanted to do that. But then it's like, okay, I can kind of understand that. You had the shit for the PS3. It's 2 consoles later. All right, that I can kind of, but then it doesn't really that doesn't help anyone's case because nobody can really count the numbers and look down at it and say, okay, so out of the 1 million copies of the Skyrim HD remake sold, oh wow, half of those were from people that had just got the new gen consoles and haven't had a new console in like 2-3 consoles. Okay, so that makes sense. You can't really look at the numbers that way. Unfortunately, it's just not, bitch, we sold like 10 million copies of this, and ha 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 ha. That means that people still want to buy it. Ha ha ha
ha. Did you ever mod your Skyrim?
Ouch. The one, so I will admit, that's actually also what I thought was super funny with the mods and stuff. Because I found which mod was it that I found? There was apparently a Star Wars mod. And yeah, I had a lightsaber, so that was fun as shit.
That is the appeal of Skyrim. That is literally, if you're playing Skyrim or even buying Skyrim anything after the 360 era, you're only buying it for mods. If you're not modding that, unless you've never played Skyrim.
Yeah, and then there's the fact that, literally, when people play the game, in fact, what was the name of that game where you were in the underworld?
One you swear?
The one where you're in the underworld and you meet Hades / all of the Egyptian gods of death combined into one person?
I don't know.
No, I'm talking to Spirit. The game you literally Forsaken or Spoken, whatever. What's it called?
Well, you talking about the Forgotten City?
Yes. Did you know that started off as a Skyrim mod?
Yeah.
And then it was turned into its own game because they didn't want to get killed by Skyrim. Yeah, that's a Skyrim mod. That literally wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Skyrim.
Yeah, they even put it in the end ranks. Yeah.
They put it where?
Put it in credits. The end credits. It was like, yeah, thank you guys, blah blah blah. It started off as a mod, and then now it's actually its own full game. Thank you guys. Yeah, it's just pretty much like a little thank you note.
Yeah, it literally was great.
That is basically anyone buying Skyrim now. If you're buying Skyrim for nostalgia at this stage, you're wrong. Because if you've played Skyrim for as many hours as most people had back on the 360, or at any point that you were able to have it before, special edition.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why you buy Skyrim now is mods. And if you do not, and me personally, unless you've never played Skyrim before, maybe you were too young or whatever the case may be. But if you've already played Skyrim and you buy special edition or any most recent edition of Skyrim and you're not modding your game, then you basically are wasting your time. Because there's literally nothing on that game that, like I said, if you've played for any amount of time, everything on Skyrim, most people you could have done 1,000 times over, and there's no need to revisit that for nostalgia. Skyrim, playing that legit again, after putting in 300-400 plus hours, you're wrong. Now, if the modding in Skyrim is what really brings that game to life, whether it's 100 new fucking spells, new quests, new races. If there was one game that I would say is legitimately worth buying a second time if you have a PlayStation, is Skyrim. Just for the simple fact that this is the one game that has mod support out of any game on any console game. And people love mod support. I mean, look at Xenoverse 2.
Yeah.
So, which is a fucking embarrassment. Bandai Namco should be ashamed.
Wait,
But
Xenoverse?
if you look at the mods of Xenoverse 2, Bandai Namco should be ashamed because those mods of Xenoverse 2 are fucking amazing.
Yeah, they
It's
do.
not even funny.
Oh yeah.
But the thing is, with Skyrim being like that one game that is, that you can literally mod,
Mhm.
if people actually stop complaining and actually praise it for that,
Yeah.
who knows what other developers might do?
Oh, nothing.
Um,
Look at Battlefield
I'm talking about
2049.
I'm talking about as far as the story mod. Now they probably won't do it. I don't know why other companies don't look at Skyrim what Skyrim did and allow mods on their system. It obviously must not be that hard to do because Elder Scrolls has done it. So for fucking three or four different devices, maybe not the Switch, but PlayStation, Xbox, and PC have their own set of mods. So obviously there's something there. That is like the only game that if I didn't have on PC, I had the special edition because I had Skyrim and I got it for free.
Yeah.
But if I didn't own a PC, I even downloaded it on Game Pass just because I wanted to see if there was any different Xbox mods than PC. But that would have probably been the only game I would have jumped the chance to get again. Despite me destroying that game on Xbox 360, the fact that it's mod support that basically makes Skyrim an entirely different game. You can cheat. You don't have to sit there and fucking start all over if you don't want. You can give yourself, uh, strength, that, whatever the fuck you want. So, that is the one game I would say, at least when you buy that game, you're getting something actually worth your time.
Yeah.
Some other games, GTA, I mean, sure, it's a more beautiful, it's a better looking Grand Theft Auto. Who gives a shit?
Grand Theft Auto Definitive Edition? No.
I'm not saying what it is. I'm saying what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a better looking GTA. Who gives a shit? It's GTA. There's no difference
Yeah.
between playing GTA in 2020, GTA 3 PS2, and GTA 3 Definitive Edition. It's the same missions. Yes, the visuals may look better. I say may, right? But it's the same fucking game. There's no legit difference between GTA, and that game. Is that a positive or negative? I mean, it is what it is. But I don't know. Should they just get on with releasing GTA 6? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Should they get on and but see, it's easy. All you gotta do is really just update, take the game. They're just taking the assets and just quote quote buffing them up to make them look better. Should they be working on GTA 6? Yes. Should they be, should Elder Scrolls 6 be on my doorstep next year? Yeah, sure. But we know that's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's gonna
So,
take various years.
I don't know what they're going to do. But certain games, if game developers put more effort into actual re-releases of games, it wouldn't be as bad. But the fact is, they don't. And when you don't put effort into re-release games,
Yeah.
you deserve to get called out for it.
Yeah. Which is what brings me to the thing. It's like, gaming recently it just been, I don't know, man. It's just been weird.
Oh, I've been having a shit ton of stuff to play on my Switch. I've been downstairs more often than I've been on my PS5 for a little bit. Of course, I expected that, but that's damn sure probably going to change in the next 2 months. For some reason, too.
Oh, these consoles. This is nothing. I mean, we've all said this coming in that these consoles, anyone who's like super pressed to get them shouldn't be. You're not missing anything. Like, legitimately, you aren't missing a damn thing. You're not missing like any games. You're not missing any type of. There's really no PS5 exclusives. You have Ratchet and Clank, and Returnal, and Godfall. Well, actually, not even Godfall anymore. So you have Ratchet and Clank and Eternal.
Wait,
That
what's going on
that
with
to me,
Godfall?
it's on PS4 now,
Oh shit, you're right.
and it was on PC, and it was on PC. So that's not even a PS5 exclusive, and the game is shit. But
Nah.
at the end of the day, there's nothing on these consoles really that's like buy me now. Everyone's so pressed to get a PS5, and I get it. It's new. I get it. I understand. Trust me. But the people that be pressed aren't even like real like true gamers. They're like guys who play COD and only Madden or some stupid shit like that. And like, there's nothing to worry about. You're so pressed to getting a PS5 or a PS4 and this, that, and the other, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, a PS5. But at the end of the day, there's nothing on this console. You'll be sitting here still to this day playing a PS4 game, whether it's Final Fantasy 14. It could be anything. It could be a good PS4 game, but you'll most likely still be playing PS4 games. Now, yes, there are PS5 games, obviously, but there's no exclusives.
Yeah.
So that's just my prediction on that. That's just my thing on that. I don't think no one should be pressed to get a PS5 right now. I mean, nothing on it. Like, you'd be more pressed to get. I'll be pressing more to get a Switch than a PS5. At least the Switch actually has games on it worth fucking time.
Yeah. Uh, I got one more question before we roll the fuck. What do you guys think about the recent gaming landscape? Like, do you think it's just going to be, it's going to get any better, or you think it's just going to remain as static as it currently is? Because right now, all we're going is we're just going to the same motions over again, and we're getting sequels and remakes, then sequels, then remakes, and then a new game.
I haven't gotten anything that's been like super spectacular so far. I would probably say the only games that I have probably played, and I'm going to count the Switch because, like you said, it's just been remakes. As I'm currently playing Brilliant Diamond,
Which is a remake.
and tied to Tasmanian Tiger, which is an HD remake. So I'm not even counting shit with the Switch. The only game I would probably say that I have played so far on my PS5 that's not a remake, a HD remake, a reboot, or whatever like that, or still even in the continuation, so I'm not counting Assassin's Creed, I would probably have to say I truly, really, really enjoyed Kena, Bridge of Spirits. That game was beautifully done. Yes, it was short or whatever, but it's a $30 game. If this was a $60 game, it was that short, I would have been raised some hell. It was beautifully done. The music score was beautiful. The composition that they did for it, I like the story and stuff like that. It kind of left it with that cliffhanger and stuff. So, and they also said there will be a part two for stuff they were working on and stuff for it, and it was original. So that to me, honestly, since I've had my PS5, that's probably been one of. I would probably say I'm not going to count Back for Blood either, because literally this is just Left 4 Dead 3. If you want to count Back for Blood, sure, but I'm not. It's Left 4 Dead 3. We all know it's Left 4 Dead 3. But I would probably say I'm going to have to say Kana is been really, really good. But other than that, looking at my list, Spider-Man, Assassin's Creed, Back for Blood, a lot of other remakes and shit like that. Yeah, I've played Immortal Phoenix Rising, but that literally was an Assassin's Creed game meets had sex with a Legend of Zelda game, and then that game came to be. Literally, it is a Legend of Zelda Assassin's Creed game, so I'm not counting that either.
Anime has been stagnant. The sad thing is, it's funny, and wild thing you can maybe agree or disagree. Outside of the few, like Kenya and like these other games that tend to come out randomly that be good. Isn't it ironic that the best games that usually come out throughout the years, outside of a God of War, shit like that, are Souls games?
Yeah, it's always going to be that way because
Like,
Souls games are
you think
literally some of the best content that has come on out.
you think you have Neo 2, right? Neo 2 is one of the is a very good game. for what it is. Like very good. Uh, Immortal Shell for what it was from a small team. I think not even a AAA game. Very good. It's on Game Pass right now. I think it's gonna be on Plus. If it's not, if on Plus as well. It's like for the last couple of years, the best games or the most anticipated games has been these Souls games. You had was it Sekiro, which won Game of the Year. It's just funny how we complain about Souls games, but outside of your niche games here and there, or something that you may personally just want, those are like your best titles all year. Those are the games that are spoken about all year. Even Star Wars is a Souls game. The Fallen Order.
Yeah.
It's just it's funny to me how we shit on the Souls genre in general, whether it's a Dark Souls, or a Star Wars, a Neo. Funny how we shit on those games, but those tend to be for the most part, the most consistent games to come out.
Every time.
They keep you engaged. Some of them. They keep you engaged. They give you good gameplay. Some of them give you, high difficulty. Some of them give you, some of them from different devs give you difficulties. But it's like these are the games that really, just give you the most that you get, the bang for your buck.
Yeah.
Where some do not. Some of them just they come out, buy them, you like them, but they either you either get tired of them or you don't finish them or whatever the case may be, and it's just kind of funny to me how that works.
I get real pissed off. Sorry, go ahead.
I think RPGs have been fine. You got Tales of Arise, that's been fine. Although I have issues with that game. Titans.
Wait, you didn't like Tales of Arise?
Oh no, I loved it. It's just the problem with Tales of Arise. Yeah. This really isn't a problem. It's more just because I've seen so much of anime.
Yeah.
That it's very anime. It is. I mean by story.
Okay.
It's by the numbers. You can sit there and play Tales of Arise, and you can literally say, okay, this is going to happen. That's going to happen. This is going to happen. And as you're playing the game, it goes beat by beat. There is literally no, they took no risks. If you have played if you have watched any anime, especially anime like this, you are going to sit there and be like, okay, that's happening. And it's just by the numbers. And that was my only complaint. It didn't take any risks with any of the characters. It didn't take any risk with any of the plot. You didn't really lose anyone as far as deaths.
Oh, yeah. That's actual
it's fact. Just, and I don't care if it's spoilers. It's been games out for 3 months now. Too late, clowns. It's by the numbers. It's very by the numbers. You play that game, you're like, okay, it's like you wait for something to happen. You wait for something unique. You wait for something to kind of change it in a way, maybe to flip the script, right?
Yeah.
And no, nothing. You hope that it's not by the numbers, and it's literally just by the numbers, which isn't really a bad thing because the story is fine. It's just because I've watched so much anime, it's just by numbers. So that was my thing on Tales. I beat it the day before, or the day before Endwalker launched. And there's no trophy for playing it on hard difficulty.
All right. But all right, we're going to end it here. Does anybody else have anything you want to say about the gaming industry and its faults before we log off?
Oh, so I can go get our groceries too. She just dropped them off.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and log us off. Hopefully we can come back next week and talk some extra stuff. There is some extra stuff I do want to talk about. We'll talk about that shit next week. But all right, guys. Catch you guys in the next Wild Fang podcast. Of course, like normal.
Never gonna be listed on the